Hello and welcome to week 2 of the ebook creation challenge. Who is excited? I am excited right now. Thank you for joining me. We are entering week 2 of the ebook creation challenge. All right, my name remains Chinyere Ezigwe Adeyemo, and I will be your coach on this journey. How has the first week been? I hope you're catching up. So week 2, we are looking at apps and tips for book content creation. I said here that there is an easier way to achieve any task. All that is needed is having an understanding of the task in order to find a way around it. So I am sure that every one of us understand our assignment in the ebook creation challenge. We are here to write a book that we help our customers achieve results. So we know the problem that we want to solve. We know who our target audience are. And last week, we were able to create the table of content that will help our target audience move from point A, where they have the problem, to point B, where they have the result. So today, we are going to be looking at the formula to be able to create the content of the book with ease and speed. All right. So we are looking at apps and tips for book content creation. So I'll first take us to the tips to creating our book content with speed and ease. Formula for fast and easy book content creation. Now I have a formula which I have tagged the ODV formula. The ODV formula simply means O, outline, dig, do your research, and V is to voice your whole message. All right. So outline means make a sequential list of the different topics you need to take your customers through, or you need to enlighten your audience on, in order to give them a holistic experience. All right. If you look at this ebook creation challenge, that is the title of the program, the ebook creation challenge. Write and create your ebook in 21 days. That is a subtitle. Write and create your ebook in 21 days. All right. Now, you see that I sent you a timetable. A timetable. That is what we'll be doing the first week. We are having classes twice a week. We're having the Saturday class and the Wednesday class. So I showed you the different steps that I'm going to be taking you through in order to give you a holistic experience in this challenge, so that I am sure that by the time I take you through these steps, you will be able to create your book and publish it on Amazon within 21 days. So make an outline of the steps you will take your customers through. Make it sequential. Start from the first one, the first stage where they come when they have the problem. You know what is the first step to take them through, so that by the time you take them to step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are getting clarity and able to get the results that you want them to get. So the first step in creating your book content is to create an outline, which is your table of content. Then when you have your table of content, all right, it now gives you an overview of the things that is going to be contained in that book to make it holistic. And then you can go to the market to do your research. That is dig now. And when you are to do your research, there are 3 places you can look for all the information that you need to fill up your table of content. And the first place is to take advantage of your wealth of knowledge. I tell people that before thinking of writing a book, make sure that you know over 40% of the things you need to write in that book. Like we had a particular case where someone wanted to write a book on making money online because she had seen friends or, neighbors or relatives who are making money online, and she thought she wanted to enlighten people on it, but she herself had not made money online, so she was finding it difficult communicating. So make sure that you are writing a book on a subject which you are highly knowledgeable in, that you have about over 40% of the knowledge on that subject. All right. So number 1 place to tap from is from your wealth of knowledge and experience Okay, if you're writing a book, make sure it's on a subject that you probably have either experienced or you have been working in that field, or it is your field of study in school, or you have been practicing somehow. Is, for instance, I have a particular person who said she had worked with an aunt who owned a daycare, and it is from there that she developed the passion for caring for kids. All right. And now that she was going to open her own daycare, she hadn't opened, but she wanted to start, but she wanted to write a book on how to care for, toddlers. Now she has the experience. Okay. So whatever book you are writing, make sure that you have at least over 45% of the knowledge, or 45% of the content that you intend to create in that book. All right. Then the second place you can get information is by reading other people's books on that subject. All right. Read other people's books on that subject. For instance, if you're writing a book on how to pass English in WAEC, read other books that is on the subject, Brighter Grammar, and so on. Make sure that you read other books that are on the subject so that they can help you see what is available in the market, see the gaps that are available in the books that have been written, so that you know the angle you can attack yours from and how you can put more information into yours in order to close the gap that others did not pay attention to. Okay, so read other people's books, surf the internet, a lot of information in the internet. Surf the internet to make sure that your knowledge is holistic at the end of the day when you decide to write your book. And of course, ask questions. Ask questions from your target audience. Ask them. Let them explain to you their pain, their challenges, okay? Then, of course, ask people who are ahead of you, who are more experienced than you are, okay? So that they help you. And then the third one, in the process of creating your book with speed and ease, is to voice it like a lecture. So you speak your entire book into an app that can help you transcribe it, or you use the services of a transcriber. Okay, I'm going to be sending in an ebook which I wrote without necessarily typing. I had a class where I taught everything there. Then I got a transcriber who helped me transcribe my words to text, and he sent it to me, and then I edited it and it became the book. All right, so you can write your book without necessarily typing. I'm going to be showing us the apps that can help us achieve that. Okay, so this is my formula for writing a book with speed and ease. Outline the content of that book. Outline the ingredients that are going to make up that book. Okay, because once you know your target audience, that's why we had to do the first assignment. Know the people for whom you are writing the book and know their problem, so that you are sure of the problem that you want to solve, and then you know the people. Take, for instance, you want to cook a pot of soup. You need to know whether you are cooking the pot of soup for a baby, or for a woman who has just put to birth, or for an ulcer patient, or whoever. You need to know who the people you are cooking the soup for. All right. Then you move on to know what is the problem. If it's a baby, that means you need to, the problem is that the baby needs to learn how to swallow. So you need to make a soup that is slimy for the baby. If it's for someone who has just put to birth, that means you need to cook soup that is really hot for them, has a lot of, the pepper soup ingredients, the uda, oziza, and the rest. Then if it's for someone who has ulcer, then you know that there are some ingredients that they cannot have, especially those hot ones like pepper and so on. Okay, so your knowledge of your target audience and the problem you are trying to solve helps you create an outline, and your outline is what? The list of ingredients that you will need to cook your pot of soup, which is your book. So create an outline of the things that are going to be contained in your book, and you create it in a sequential manner so that you know that, okay, if you're going to be cooking, let's say egusi soup, you will start with your fish, your meat, then, you put onion, salt, and so on. So let it be sequential in such a way that one step will follow the other. You will see that in our table of content for this program, one step follows the other in such a way that by the time you graduate through this program, you have the knowledge on how to find your niche, how to get a catchy title, how to outline your table of content, how to write your book with speed and ease, do your research, the apps that you need. Then I'll show you how to create your ebook cover. I'll show you how to convert your manuscript to an ebook. I'll show you how to publish on Amazon, show you how to create your foreign account so that you can receive payment from Amazon. So by the time I take you through all of these sequential steps, you would have graduated with a holistic knowledge of how to write and create your ebook. So that is the same way you do when you are outlining. All right, then you dig, you get more resources. You know, like I did a research. I had to ask you what you were expecting from this challenge. All right, so you see that I asked questions, I surfed the internet, I have read books on different subjects, I have worked with different coaches, even on this subject that I am teaching you now, to see different perspective. All right, so that when I am attacking this, I am giving you a holistic information that will help you achieve writing your book with speed and ease, and then creating an ebook and going on to publish it on Amazon. And you see now I am recording the whole of this class. So if I wanted to turn it into an ebook, into a book, I'll simply get a transcriber to convert everything I've said here into text. Then I edit it and it becomes a book. Or well, I have done the recording. If not, I could have been voicing it into an application that transcribes everything to text, and then I edit it and it becomes a book. All right. So an app that can help us do that is Author App. So here we are talking about writing made easy. So with the necessary questions asked and answered, what are the necessary questions? Who are you writing for, and what is their problem? So with those questions asked and answered, which brings about your title, because it is those questions that you ask and answer that will help you, inform you of the title that will catch your target audience attention, and then that will also inform your table of content. So it will now tell you all that you need to deliver in your lecture. All right, so to do the voicing, you can use the Author App, which transcribes your words into text. You can see the Author App by my right here. Okay, so you can do your voicing one subtitle after the other. That means one chapter after the other, so that it is not too bulky at a time. All right, so probably if just the way I have been taking this class, one title, one chapter after the other. So you can do all of what I've been talking here in one app at once, so that it transcribes all of that. You stop. When you are moving to the next subtitle, which is the next chapter, you do it again, so that every subtitle come in chunks. All right, just as I'm doing this recording in chunks, 1, 2, 3, until I am done with all the subjects you are going to be looking at. You can do that also with your Author App, and then you move it to your Word document so that you can do the editing. You can do editing in your Author App, but you will not have as much freedom as you would have if you are doing it on the Word document. All right, and the second way to write your book with ease is you can record all your book in an audio or a video format and transcribe it later, or get a transcriber to do it. All right, so all what I am teaching here right now, I can get a transcriber to transcribe it for me, or I do it myself. Okay, so how do you then edit? Now there's an application called Grammarly. What Grammarly does is, when you install it on your phone and you open a particular document, it scans through the document and calls your attention to places that you may need to reconsider. All right, so grammatical errors, spelling errors, you know, typographical errors, it calls your attention to that, and you can begin to edit. So self-editing, when your whole lecture has been transcribed, then it is time to edit. You can edit your tenses, structures, and all of that. But the warning here is that applications have their limitations. That is why I will advise that you get an extra set of eyes on your work before beginning to sell. Okay, so if you are working on a book that you intend to sell, please, self-editing may not do it, because there will be times when you'll be reading what you intended to write, not what you have written. All right, your eyes will not be seeing what you have written, they will be seeing what you intended to write, because you are the author. So it is important that after doing your voicing, you do your editing, do the structure, do the straightening out and fleshing up of your content, and then you call in someone else. It could be your friend that is very good at English, or probably a professional editor, to look at your manuscript before you go on to publishing. All right, so writing a book, like I've been singing, is like a pot of soup. Once you have all the ingredients ready and sorted out, it doesn't take a long time to get it cooked and ready. All right, so if you have done everything that I've taught you from the beginning, found your niche, gotten your catchy title, created your table of content, then you will not have any problem creating your content now. It is like when you want to cook a pot of soup. If you put the pot on the fire and then you start going to look for meat, you start going to look for vegetables, you start going to look for palm oil, before you do all of that, you may take the whole day to cook the pot of soup. But let's say you have gotten everything down, the meat, everything, the fish, everything, vegetable and everything. You will see that cooking the pot of soup will not take you up to an hour. So that is why you need to create an outline for your book first. All the ingredients that need to go into your book, make it sequentially. The steps that you need, that you need to help your customers to cover in order to get a holistic experience. It's like you going on a particular journey and the different bus stops that the bus is going to take your audience through before getting to the final destination. Sequentially, like that, you list them. From the introduction, chapter 1, where you enlighten them about your subject matter. Chapter 2, where you give them more information. Chapter 3, like that. You will have to make it sequential, the step-by-step process to help them get a holistic experience that will help them solve the problem that you've noticed that they have. Okay, so when you have been able to do that, then the next thing is probably you read around to make sure that the knowledge you have is substantial enough to be able to give them a holistic experience, and then you move on to voice everything that you need to make up the book. Okay, you voice your content, so that can be done with the Otter app. So all you need to do is download the Otter app. You can see it here, OTTER. You download it into your phone. It is very easy to use, but if you have a challenge with that, call my attention and then I will send it to you. All right, how to use the Otter app. So you can do that, okay? And then use Grammarly to edit. All right, so your assignment for this week is to download the Otter app and create content for your book. Now, if you have 10 steps to take your customers through in order to give them a holistic experience, then you will decide the time that you will be doing the voicing. Okay? So let's say you have decided to give 30 minutes or 1 hour to your work, how many times a week, then you will have to do that. For instance, how many minutes has it taken me to deliver this lecture? Okay, so within 30 minutes, you can cover 1 chapter of your book in voicing it. That means within 1 hour, you can do 2 chapters. All right, so give time to your work this week to create the content of your work. That is what I want. And please, I would like to see your introduction and chapter 1. Okay, I cannot read all of our work, the whole book from start to finish, but I would like to see your introduction and chapter 1. So that is your assignment for this week. Get the Otter app into your phone so that you can create the content for your book. All right, so when you have done the voicing and gotten it transcribed, do the editing and let me see your introduction and chapter 1. Remember that I am right here rooting for you, and I am willing and ready to help you to achieve your goal. So feel free to ask questions. If you need clarity, we can meet inbox or let's discuss in the discussion group. I wish you all the best. Many cheers.